What's going on, everyone? It is Akbach. Now today we have the Season 2 Westlake Recruiting Special with my good pal SCP. If you're not already subscribed to him, I will leave his channel link in the comments. If you like watching my videos, then you're definitely going to like watching his videos. So basically he's going to show us a few players that Westlake is going after here with recruiting. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
What's up, guys? It is SCP, and welcome back to Octagonal's Recruiting Special. As today we will go over some recruits that hopefully Westlake can land for season number 3. This is the season 2 recruiting special, and hopefully these players can be on the season 3 roster and make impacts as big as Benjamin Gold has made. We start out with a guy in the hometown Salt Lake City. He plays for the Elks, Salt Lake City High. A beautiful pick 6 right there, ball hawking it, and he goes by the name of Emmanuel Charles. We see this one more time, just leaping up, way up in front of the receiver and picking that pass off. A beautiful play right there as he brings it back for a touchdown. Emmanuel Charles is a guy that we could definitely land, and he's a 2-star 165 corner, but he's definitely a playmaker and a difference maker on the field, and he's currently a senior at Salt Lake City. Hopefully we can put him in the bag and have him be on our team next season. Second guy we're going to look at is also for Salt Lake City. This is against their rival Salt Lake Prep. He makes a beautiful play on the ball right there, and he's just a really good player as well, a difference maker on the field. And definitely a guy that we want to land. He goes by the name of Aoluco. He's a 3-star number 80 wide receiver in the 2017 class. Actually, not in the 2017 class. I screwed that up. But yeah, he's a very good receiver and a guy that we definitely want. Then we look at the other side of the ball. QJ Casimir, the giant frame, 295 pounds as you can see, gets up after being pancaked and gets to the quarterback. A beautiful play right there. He's 6'4" as well. He's a senior. He's from Ogden, but he goes to Salt Lake, and he's a really good player. 3-star, number 47 defensive tackle. He's a guy we may struggle to get, but a guy we want. Then we look at a guy that we looked at last year, a tight end out of Colorado. He's from Denver. He goes by the name of Parker Strong. Big guy. Huge frame, a really good receiving tight end, and also a good blocker. A guy that we want, again, on our team. 3-star, number 28 tight end in the country. 6'7", 260. Huge frame, huge body. Great player. And he's a guy that we could definitely use on our offense, which is looking kind of weak this year. Then we send it up to Cali, as we look at a guy that we also saw last year, who was the number 1 player in the country, Champ Britton. We're going to definitely struggle to get him, but one of the reasons if we do get him, as you can see, just running out of the pocket and making a play out of nothing right there. If we do land him, it's going to be because we showed interest in him last year. We were one of the first teams that actually showed interest in him as a junior. He's number 1 quarterback in the 2014 class, and he's a 5-star right now. Then we look in Linden, Utah, a running back by the name of Alex Ellis, cutting up field and taking this one all the way to the house against the Salt Lake City Elks, just absolutely dominating them in the game that he played. So you can see he handed it off. This is a red zone runner right here. He's a big guy. He's 6 foot, 192 pounds, kind of undersized, but he plays big. He's a very good runner and a guy that we want. Those are all the recruits that I have for today. Let's go to the recruiting board now.
Once again, thank you to SCP. Make sure to go subscribe to him. So basically now I'm going to give my opinion, and we're going to go through our full recruiting board. Starting with the quarterback position, of course, Champ Britton, the number 1 quarterback in the nation. We really want him. Now the concerning thing is we are in his projected lock-off, which is good, but we are number 6, and you can only visit 5 teams. Now, Wyoming is number 5. They have not offered him a visit yet. We are only 10 points behind him, and Wyoming has not offered him a scholarship, which is the only thing that's like somewhat assuring me. But I'm pretty sure Wyoming will offer him a visit, so basically, it's going to be very hard to get him. Nebraska is likely going to be his last visit too, which is currently his number 1 team. So hopefully he does not commit to Nebraska in season, and we're going to put a lot of points into him in the offseason because we really want him. So basically, the guys that we really want outside of Champ Britton, we need to get in the regular season, because I don't want to have to worry about them in the offseason. Also, we just put Will Weedy on, just in case we don't get Champ Britton, and it's good to put some other quarterbacks on. He's a very solid player. He's only 16% locked, so I do think we will get him. At the running back position, I just put Sebastian Jackson on. He's the number 3 running back in the whole country, and he's only 14% locked. And Alex Ellis, a player that SCP talked about, he just visited last week when we played Illinois, and it's pretty much a lock that we're going to get him. No one else is really interested in him outside of us, so we should get him pretty soon. We're 70% locked with him, so there's no doubt that Alex Ellis will be a Westlake Hornet. At fullback, Josh Green, pretty solid player. We should get him. Not much to say. Wide receiver isn't a huge position of need, but we do need some extras. And Ayo Luka looks like a really good player. He's pretty much a lock as well. He also visited last week against Illinois, so we should get him pretty soon. I believe he's like 90% locked. 86, pretty close. At tight end, Parker Strachan. Currently, it's a two-team race between us and Colorado, where he's from. And I'm a little concerned with Parker Strachan. I really want him because we do need a tight end. But I don't think Parker Strachan will commit to either us or Colorado in the regular season. I think it'll be him committing on signing day, which of course I said we're really going to focus on Champ Britton. So I sort of doubt we're going to get Parker Strachan, but I certainly hope we do get Parker Strachan. I don't know why I scheduled our visit for week 10 instead of doing it later, but whatever. We're not going after any offensive tackles. We are going after an offensive guard, Brian Nash. He is a 3-star. We haven't really focused on him, and he's 36% locked, so I'm not too worried about him yet. Center, Billy Woods. He is a 3-star. I sort of doubt we're going to get him, but we are in the running. We must stay within 1380 in his battle. We are going to be the last team that he visits, so that is very good for us. Defensive end, we are going after 3. Ryan Thompson, we have a slight lead over Utah State on. Jerome Burton, we are currently second behind Penn State, but no one's really focusing on Jerome Burton. We're the only one who's offered him a scholarship, so we should be good to get him. And Chase Woods, pretty similar. Akron's up by 800 points, but I think we should get him. He's only 30% locked. It's not a big deal if we don't get him, but it would be good to acquire him. Defensive tackle, we have 2 guys we're going after. One of them is QJ Casimir. SEP said it's somewhat unlikely that we get him, but it turns out there's actually a very good chance we're going to get him. He just visited last week. He's 88% locked, so we should get him. And we're also going after Ernest McCoy. We are currently ahead of UNLV by 580 points, and we should get him. If we don't get him, not the end of the world. We're going after 11 outside linebackers. That's a lot. And we should get most of them. None of these guys are really household names or anyone to get excited about. Mainly 1 or 2 or maybe 3 stars as depth. But some of these players are very solid. Terrence Brooks, Alex Coker, Scott Dubzinski. So we should get a lot of them. We're not going after any middle linebackers. Middle linebackers not a need, as Mel Flint is only a sophomore. At the cornerback position, Felix Bentz. Similar to Parker Strachan, I'm a little concerned with him because he's probably not going to commit to a team in season. It's a 2-way race between us and Boise State. Boise State has a slight advantage, but we very well could get him as well. And as I said, we're really going to focus on Champ Britton, so I'd be a little surprised if we got him, but cornerback is our biggest position of need, so we would definitely like to get him. Emmanuel Charles, he did not just visit. I thought he just visited, but he didn't. He will be committing very soon. My hope is that he visits week 9 and then commits after that, but he might commit even earlier than that, which is really cool. He's going to see a lot of early playing time, even though he's only a 2-star. And Ronnie McNeil, he visited last week. He is a lock, 89% locked, so we should definitely get him. Kelvin Kirk, Blake Dudley, and Chris Jones are basically some depth guys down here who look pretty solid. Free safety, we're going after 1 Nick Allen. I think we should get him because no one's really paying attention to him. Strong safety we don't need because Ash Jakar is just a freshman. We don't really need special teams, and we're going after 3 athletes. Mike McDonald, I just put on the board. He looks like a quarterback, 90 speed, 80 throw power, 86 for accuracy. But if we get Champ Britton, then we won't really need him as a quarterback. So if we do get Champ Britton, then we're probably going to play McDonald at wide receiver. Next we have Michael Wilson. He also looks like a quarterback. He could maybe play wide receiver. But outside of that, a lot of these athletes are quarterbacks. We just put him on the board as well. And Lonnie Warren, he is a 4-star from Welby, Colorado. We should be able to get him. He looks like a cornerback. He looks like he'd also be a good receiver, but 87 man coverage, 86 zone coverage. That is really, really good. That's it for this one, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed the Season 2 recruiting special. If you did, make sure to hit the like button. If you're not already subscribed, then make sure to do that and hit the notification bell. Next episode, we will be playing at New Mexico State. They're 4-1, so they're doing really solid this year. That's it for me. I'm out. Peace.